Howdy y'all. Today I've got a little project today. We're going to be welding these ears onto this plate for a little mini excavator. And before we do that, we're going to need to weld this plate to this plate and make sure it's all nice and squared up and so the plate doesn't bend. Today's going to be a little small stick welding project, and I've not gotten many opportunities to try stick welding before, but I've tried my hand at it just a handful of times and definitely need to improve on it, work on consistency and different things like that. So I got my old man over here watching over.
Old man. Easy.
I got my pops watching over for give me some tips and tricks and different pointers like that. I can't wait to start. Let's get started. All right. So before we start, we need to get this plate tacked onto this plate. And so when we put these ears on, it's going to be a lot of welding. And so when that's too close to the edge, that might, make it warp or pull up, and we don't want that. So when we get those tacked down, get this plate nice and tacked down, just a few points. We gotta get these spaced out nicely and open all right. Well, you get the idea. Get all that ready. I'm gonna start welding on the thing, and then after it cools and everything's sat in place, we'll be able to break it off and have this plate connected to these ears, and we can send it off to the customer. Let's get started.
Switch on. Little choke.
Where'd they go? Oh.
Start it. As it fires up, push the choke in.
Not yet.
Not yet. Figured I'd swap this out because this thing has seen better days. Pretty beat up. All right, so as my son mentioned, we're gonna need to tack these down to here, so go ahead and grab that, and we're going to use 1/8 inch Excavator 70/18. Now, being that he's not used to stick welding, this is going to be fun. Fun for me, not so much for him. The other side.
Not probably better.
Yeah. And so just so that you know, these machines are kind of funny the way they sense the arc. It may take you a couple strikes, or maybe take a little bit of a longer scratch. And I set it a little bit hotter, so once you're able to start the arc, just put it on, you know what I mean, you know how tack goes, like with the MIG.
Yeah.
Just let it sit there and fill. Make sure you grab both parent metals, and it only needs a dot about the size of a pea, something like that, just to hold it. So put a little tack there, jump over to that side, same thing around the front. So it may take you a couple times to hit it and get it started, or what you can do is just strike an arc to where it idles up, and then it's easier to strike. So either of the two is fine.
All right.
It's right in the corner somewhere. Almost. Good job. Next one over. 1 second. When you leave try to break out the tip just as delicately as you can and start you a new fresh spot. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you is that if you can do it while it's still hot, it's still orange, it'll light up a little quicker. So, okay, give that a shot. You may have to hit that one.
All right.
Alright. Okay, next step, put those ears on. Okay. Look pretty quick, square there.
Yep.
Okay, same thing, tack those corners.
All right.
Now at the end of the tack, check like this. Immediately after you kill the arc, do a flick like that and it'll throw off it. See that little tip there? See how it's hollow? It'll throw that off and that way you can break that off and start fresh. Okay. Or if it's still orange and you move fast enough, you can strike it.
So,
You can tack over here.
you want me to hand it to you so you can get on this side, or is it just fine if I go here?
It should be okay. Yeah, I'll help you. Tack that one, I'll tack this one, and you can do that one.
Ready?
Yep. Very corners. Okay, so I'm gonna tack this so that this will help keep it from moving as well. Okay, let's move this clamp. Pick it up real quick. Pick it up.
See how I do that right there?
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got that tacked up together. Put some little tacks in the corners, which is good. Sprayed a little blue and yellow can. Keep the sparks from sticking. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll weld these ends. These are 3/4 inch wide, so we'll weld those ends first just to kind of help hold them in place, kind of square. And then we may weld inside here about 1 inch or so to hold them from being pulled outwards. That's what these tacks on these pieces here will help do as well. That'll help them from spreading out. Now, will it completely help them? You know, we'll have to see, because our welds are very, very strong. So I turned the machine down a little bit. It was a little bit hot, and so we'll try to run a few passes on here, show him some of the pointers, and see if we can pick up on that. So that's our next step. Weld these ends right here. And in this case, start from that way this way, because you tack here, and that way it finishes there. And that way it's not a double thick there than it was, you know, when you started. This one you go this way, that one you go that way. Really closely look at the puddle, because what happened was that you didn't catch that spot there, and so it left an inclusion. You know what I mean? Okay. So just have to be careful with that. Okay, so let me weld the little welds in there, then we can start welding the inside, outside.
Look how close I am to the material. I'm actually holding the rod against it. You see that puddle behind it? Yeah. That's what you're going to want to watch. Yep. Now I want you to look behind the weld puddle. When we welding like this, I want you to look behind it right here. You'll see that clear molten puddle, and then the slag pulling off. Okay.
So we got these ends welded up and got these inside pieces welded about 1 inch, all that on both sides here, all that welded up nicely. Now it's time to start running our beads along the edges. And so what we're going to try to do is weld about halfway on this side and go around to the other side and weld halfway on the other side, and then vice versa, and try to keep these ears nice and upright. So let's get to it.
Did you see the way I was kind of holding the rod?
Yeah.
You're just pretty much just in that corner and just letting it kind of drag. Ready? Mm-hmm.
See that puddle behind and see how slow I'm going? Yeah. Let that puddle develop. And actually, I'm resting the rod just slightly on the iron metal. I can feel it kind of keeping me in the groove. And I'm kind of letting it burn at its own pace, but I'm adding just a little bit because the weld is very small. And adding, I mean pushing just a little bit. Okay? Like back and forth? No, I'm just pushing in because it's that way it builds with the weld a little bit more. Okay.
Make sense there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's clean that up. Okay, so you want to get as comfortable as you can. will be handy. Now, where's the direction you like to weld? Do you know yet? Do you like that way, this way? Okay. I'm gonna move this out of the way for you. I need to be on a little straighter. Straighter, I mean this way. No. Yeah, that way, because you're scratching the side of the rod. Slow down, baby, slow down. Slow down. Getting better like that, too? Yeah. I'm ready to go. Just push it in. There you go. Okay. Good job. Did you catch that? Well, what's happening is it was melting too fast away from you and you weren't giving it enough. So, and you kept wandering up on the top side. So, you really got to stay in that V groove part. Make sense? You did fine, it held. See? Not bad. Did good. Got it? Did you catch what I meant though about adding more? Because it was when it starts to wander like that, it's melting too fast or you're too far away. You need to keep it as close as you can, and that way you direct that rod onto that metal. Right, so if it's too far away, you get a lot of arc wander and it doesn't know where it's going. So try and make sure that you're not wandering up on this wall or up on that wall.
Okay.
Make sense? Towards the end, it looked like you were going a little too fast and the arc was starting to wander, but right in the center. Woohoo, buddy! Look at that. Hold on, let me take this off here. Man, that's wonderful. That's a great job. A little trouble with the start, right? Nothing a grinder can't fix. Excellent job. All right. Okay, so let's weld up the insides. I'll do those because they're a little more challenging, but then we can focus on him doing the outsides. But looking really good so far. All right, let me get that done. Okay, so now your job will be to weld from this point to this point. And it's gonna be a little bit tricky because you're gonna have to follow that line instead. And what you'll notice here Then you put a weld right there. Now I need to put a weld right next to it. So pretty much from this half down to the bottom of this half, right in that area. Make sense? Just going like that. And it'll be a little hard, so you really have to focus on this weld puddle that's following you. Okay, all the way, and try and maintain this consistent angle. You know, because sometimes as you weld, that rod can, as you get shorter and shorter and shorter, if you don't move, the rod can point in the wrong direction. So you try to maintain this angle all the time, right? So, like let's say I'm welding here, this angle remains the same as it's burning down. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to maintain that angle. Now, what you can do is, if you like working from this side, put a piece of rod in there or something, or a piece of wood, and just burn this rod right there. Or unless you feel like you're comfortable that way, whatever's most comfortable for you. Okay. So you can do a dry run. Let's unhook this. Whoop, yeah, that one. Do a dry run of how you feel more comfortable. See, because you want to rest on something. All right, so we can slide this back there for you.
Okay.
Will that work for you? Something like that feel better? Yeah, and see, your arm will only need to pivot down this way. Right, so this will pivot that way as well. Right? Yeah, like that. See what I'm saying? You don't change your angle, but your arm, get in that position. Let's do this. You don't want to drag that. You don't want to drag that because it'll be difficult to drag it over there. Yeah.
So pivot on my elbow.
Yeah, pivot on your elbow, right. Cool. Yeah, back to you. Making it hot again. All right, it's all you. Very hot, break it off. No, just grab it, but it's gonna be hot. Know that. Okay, grind it up. Yeah, grind it up. Ah, stick weld, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Take two. How about try a little bit further straight on? Maybe you're too far that way. You only need like 15 degrees. The thing is, when it sticks, you don't need to panic right away. It'll stick and then you can pull it off right away. Don't let it sit there, because then you'll break up the edge and it creates a problem. And sometimes it's better to just let it go. That way it doesn't start getting hot and hot, and then it can just break off really easy without ruining the end. So maybe you're too much at an angle that way, because this is rounded enough for you to make contact. So if you're too much on the side, you're not gonna make contact, right? Because let's say it's laying over, you need to be at least in that range, right? This range like that. So they call it stick welding.
Yeah. What am I doing to cause it to stick?
You're not striking it right.
Yeah. Broken rod.
Can you see the shadow of the other weld in front of me? Yeah. You can barely see the shadow of the curve of it, right? The weld? Yeah, so that's what I'm watching. See how high I can go. Now here where the grind marks are is a little bit more challenging, but then now I look at the wall. It's staying so far off the wall. Keep going. So I come back to where there's weld and I see the edge of the shadow of the curvature of the weld. Make sense?
Okay, you want to try it again? No, I didn't leave you the straightest line, but hopefully that'll work. So that rod will go right in here now. Now you should be able to see this shadow from that way this way. And that, now this is a nicer weld right there, because it's kind of forcing you back into that same corner. So go nice and slow, don't overspeed it. You want to build up a big puddle towards the back. You know what I mean?
All right, just finished laying down a few passes. I think that's all the passes we're going to be putting on today. I noticed I needed to practice a little bit on my startups and work on my consistency around it, but that's for the future, and I can't wait because I can see myself getting better at it, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. All right, so that's all the passes I'm going to be laying down, and Dad's going to work on putting the passes around the pins here. That's a little bit too advanced for me for right now, so I'll just watch and see what things I can pick up from it. All right. We pulled the thing off, the plate stayed fairly straight, pretty straight. That's all I'm going to be doing for now. I'm going to hand it back over to Dad, and I'm going to pick up a few things from him. All right, let's get to it.
These are always tricky because you gotta go around in a multiple pattern, you know, it's kind of tough. I'm gonna be working my way around, so try not to get in the way, you know.
All right, Dad finished up the welds around the pins. Look quite nice. Glad he did it, because if I did it, they would not have come out quite as nicely. We're gonna clean up a little bit, take off the BBs, and hit some of the high spots with the grinder and make it all look nice. And black paint hides welds quite nicely, so give it a nice little paint job and send it off to the customer. Can't wait to try my hand at welding, or stick welding once again. Just a little bit of practice I had today gave me a little bit of confidence. So practice definitely makes it a bit easier, and I'm happy that I was able to do this today. All right, see you guys on the next project.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.